My name is Kostas Kampourakis and I'm the series editor of the new book series Understanding Life, published by Cambridge University Press. The books in the series will be short, concise books that can serve as introduction to a variety of topics. However, I must note that our aim is not to publish short introductions about topics that people might be interested. Rather, our aim is to publish short and concise and informative books about topics for which popular misunderstandings abound. Therefore, the aim is for the books to serve not only as introduction to those topics, but also as means to address misunderstandings and help readers understand the concepts, the processes, and all other biological phenomena described in the books. The books in the series are intended for a broad audience, mostly educated lay people with interest in life sciences. They assume no background beyond what people learned at school. All the books are written in an accessible manner, without jargon, and by explaining all key terms inside the text. And in the end, there is always a summary of the common misunderstandings that the books are aimed to address. There are several books that are already been written for the series. The first one to appear will be my own book, Understanding Evolution, from which actually the whole idea for the series came. The second book is a very timely book by Raoul Rabadan of the coronavirus. This book addresses many popular misunderstandings which people have heard in the news and also explains the biology and the epidemiology of the virus. We also have other books on interesting topics like DNA ancestry by Sheldon Krimsky, who explains the possibilities, the potential and the pitfalls of DNA ancestry tests. We have another book by Sandro Minelli on development, and there the author explains that development is not a linear process we usually perceive from embryo to adult. My first book ever was called Understanding Evolution, and it was published by Cambridge University Press. That was an academic book which was very well received. It received very favorable reviews, and most reviewers noted that even though that was an academic book, it was written in an accessible and informative manner. Interestingly, the second book I have written was also published by Cambridge University Press, and it was called Making Sense of Genes, just because we didn't want to call it Understanding Genes at the time. However, the concept was the same. Again, as in the first book, I wanted to address misunderstandings and explain the gene concept in this case, as I explained the concepts of evolution in the first book. That was another book that was academic, but still very well received. And again, many reviewers said that it was informative and very accessible to a broad audience. So when the time came and Katrina Halliday, executive publisher in the press, and I discussed about the new editions of the books, we thought that it might be the time to produce a concise, short version of each of these books that would be accessible to everyone. And this is where the idea for the series came from. When I made a proposal about how this could be done, we realized that this way of producing short books accessible to everyone that explicitly address misunderstandings and also introduce the topics. This is something that could be done for a variety of topics and not only for evolution and genes, about which my previous books were. And this is how eventually we decided to start this series and invite prominent authors, experienced authors to write about the respective topics.